My boss stared at me and said, "You will pay back the missing $4. Not because I stole it. Not because I was careless. But because she thought I was too weak to say no. So instead of paying her $4, I walked away and forced her to work 70 hours straight. If you've ever been disrespected at work, underestimated, or pressured to accept something unfair, this story is for you. Hit subscribe, tap like, and comment if you believe standing your ground is sometimes the best revenge. This happened in Poland in 2023 when I was a college student working part-time at a hotel restaurant. Nothing fancy, nothing glamorous, just long hours, polite smiles, and the quiet expectation that I would accept whatever treatment came my way because I was young. The building had 3 layers of chaos. A restaurant on the ground floor, 2 floors of hotel rooms above it, and one tiny reception desk that acted as the brain of the whole operation. That desk was my world. I checked guests in and out, answered phones, managed online reservations, handled walk-ins, directed waiters, handled cash. And that last part is where everything went wrong. Now, this place was a family business, which usually means one thing. Management positions were inherited, not earned. My direct boss, who I'll call Amy, was entitled, dismissive, and permanently irritated by anyone who questioned her. Her mother, Big Amy, was worse. When Big Amy walked in, conversations died. Spines stiffened. Even experienced workers suddenly moved faster, quieter, smaller. Everyone felt it. Cash handling wasn't new to me. Before college, I worked at a massive retail store. Think Walmart. There, if your register was off by a small amount, it was normal. No one accused you. No one demanded money from your pocket. Mistakes happened, and businesses absorbed them. This place didn't. Occasionally, my register would be slightly off, sometimes under, sometimes over. Once, I even overcharged a customer by 30 PLN, and I felt sick about it. I wrote notes explaining everything. I was honest to a fault. And then summer came, peak season. My coworker, the only other person who knew the reception system, went on vacation. That left 2 people on Earth who could run the front desk. Me and Amy. I was scheduled to cover both my shifts and hers. 70 hours, 9 to 9, 7 days straight. Right before that week began, Big Amy showed up to check the books. She flipped through papers, stopped, looked up. 17 PLN missing, about $4. She slid the paper toward me and said, "You'll have to pay this back." My stomach tightened. I calmly explained that mistakes happen, that my contract didn't say I was financially responsible for registered discrepancies, that in larger businesses this wasn't normal. She waved it off. Talked to Amy. When Amy arrived later that day, she didn't sit, didn't ask, didn't listen. She lectured. "No one has ever behaved like this before. It's obvious you pay. That money belongs to the business." I asked, carefully, "What about when I overcharge someone?" She didn't hesitate. "That money stays with us." That's when it clicked. This wasn't about fairness. It wasn't about accounting. It was about power. My chest burned, my jaw locked. Not anger, something colder. Principle, I told her I was happy to follow any rule written in my contract. She suggested adding it retroactively. I realized something then. I didn't need this job, and she desperately needed me. When she stormed out without resolving it, the room went silent. Coworkers stared at me like I had just done something dangerous. Later, Amy called and asked, "So what do you want to do about this?" I smiled and said, "I'm not a manager. That's not my decision." She pushed, so I calmly offered something else. "I'm happy to terminate my contract today." No notice, no drama, just gone. By the end of the day, she returned with the termination paper. Her face was tight, her lips pressed together. I signed it, smiling. She didn't say a word, and then I left. What she didn't say out loud was screaming, because with my coworker on vacation, that meant one thing. Amy was now working my job. 9 to 9, 7 days, no breaks. Handling customers, phones, reservations, mistakes, for a whole week, all because she wanted $4. I later found out my training alone had cost them over 800 PLN, not counting recruitment, not counting her lost time, not counting the stress. She lost sleep, she lost comfort, she lost control. And I gained something far more valuable. Dignity. No shouting, no sabotage, no revenge fantasies. Just refusing to be small. Some people mistake compliance for respect. They think if you're young, you'll fold. But sometimes the most powerful revenge Is simply standing your ground and walking away if this story gave you satisfaction? Hit like and subscribe for more real life justice stories. Comment below. What's the pettiest revenge you've ever witnessed? And remember, your dignity is worth far more than $4. Now let me tell you how a $4 argument cost my boss an entire week of her life.